Okay, class 11. So let's move to molecular formula and empirical formula. So in case of molecular formula, you will be finding the exact number of atoms of different elements in a compound. A compound is made up of different elements, we know, and that different elements can have many atoms, one atom or more than one atom. So, for example, you take C6H12O6, that is our glucose molecule. We exactly know from this formula that there are 6 carbon atoms, 12 hydrogen atoms, and 6 oxygen atoms. Similarly, in the case of benzene, when we write the molecular formula as C6H6, we definitely know that there are 2 different elements, that is carbon and hydrogen, and also we know the exact number of atoms of those 2 elements. Carbon has 6 atoms and hydrogen also has 6 atoms here. Similarly, in the case of hydrogen peroxide, we know it's made up of hydrogen and oxygen, 2 hydrogen atoms and definitely 2 oxygen atoms, as we can see from the molecular formula itself. So we must understand that molecular formula is giving us the exact number of atoms of the different elements which are present in the compound. But if we move to the empirical formula, the simplest form we will get, the simplest ratio of that different elements we have, we will get that. For example, we take an example of glucose C6H12O6. If we just simplify the number of atoms, what we get? C1H2O1. You may or may not write 1. Okay, if you don't write anything, it's probably 1 only, right? So you need not to write. If you can write CH2O. Now, this is the simplest form you are getting. It doesn't give us the exact number of atoms. Okay, so but for different calculations purposes, we use this empirical formula, and thereafter we go for molecular formula. For example, in the case of complex organic compounds, we first, from the analysis, we get the empirical formula, and then thereafter we move to the calculations of molecular formula. This is the application of empirical formula. Or you must ask a question, why we are actually studying empirical formula? So this is the reason why we are studying. From any analysis, from any chemical reactions, it's easier for us to get an empirical formula. Thereafter, we derive the molecular formula. For benzene, C6H6, the simplest ratio you get is CH, right? For hydrogen peroxide, you get it as HO, because this 2 gets cancelled out. 1:1 ratio. You can mention 1, H1O1, or you may not mention it. Now, we will just quickly look for a problem. A compound on analysis give the following data. We have 3 elements of which the percentages of that elements have been given. Okay, here it is mentioned. Molecular weight of the compound is given as 122.5, and we have to find the molecular formula. Now, the way I would have written the steps, but directly I'll go for that. You just make a table, you put what are the elements given to us: chlorine, potassium and oxygen. Next column what you are getting is percentage composition, which is already given to us. Next column should be the atomic weight. We know the atomic weight, it's given or not given is none of the issue. Okay, so potassium 39, chlorine 35.5 and oxygen 16. Now we go for relative atomic number. How do you find it? You just have to divide the percentage composition with the atomic weight. See, we have done it. Percentage composition divided by atomic weight. Here also, percentage composition divided by atomic weight. Now we got some numbers. Now, in the next column, you have to find simplest atomic ratio. Now for that, what you have to do is, here you got 3 numbers, 0.81, 0.81 and 2.45. Out of that, the lowest one, with the lowest one, we have to divide all the others to get the simplest atomic ratio. So the simplest what we are getting is here 0.81 only. and the three numbers we have divided it as with the 0.81. So we have divided it and we got it like this. Okay. Now what we have to do is approx values converted to whole number. You may not make that column, or you may make it for your own sake. Just see that what we have to do is here, see, we are getting the whole number itself, so no need to worry. But here we have 3.02, we have to make it into whole numbers. What we get? Obviously 3. So now the empirical formula, we get it from the table itself. See, I have written empirical formula. K, only one atom I got. Cl, only one atom I got. O, 3 atoms I got. So the empirical formula becomes KClO3. Okay. Now what we have to do? We have to find out molecular formula. Molecular formula equals to N into empirical formula. Empirical formula already we got. Then what is N? Small n. Small n is actually molecular weight divided by empirical formula weight. Molecular weight is already given. Here it is given in the question, 122.5. Empirical formula weight you have to find out from this empirical formula. So empirical formula says potassium has only one atom, so I have written 39. It says that chlorine also has one atom, 35.5, that's why. But it says oxygen has 3 atoms, so it is 16 into 3, 48 I have written. Okay, so that is your empirical formula weight, the weight you are getting from empirical formula. Now that gives me 1. Now when I put it in this formula, that is molecular formula equals to N, I have just substituted as 1 into KClO3. Now the answer came as KClO3 itself. Okay, so in this way you have to do the problems. স্থূল সংকেত এবং আণবিক সংকেত এটা দেখতে হবে, ঠিক আছে?